I saw you once, Maddie Schwartz. Before any of this began, I saw you. Alive. I was Cleo Johnson. But in my death, I became the lady in the lake.
I thought the book was extremely intricate in the way that it weaved, character-driven kind of storytelling with a lot of twisty and, sort of just hooks that made you want to keep trying to figure it out. So definitely that combination was something that drew me in, but I have to say we added a very, very big amount of twists and turns that are not in the book, because all of Cleo Johnson in the book Sherwood, part of the story is sort of reimagined. So all of the numbers game and the gambling and all of those things and the nightlife of Penn Avenue and all of those things that happen on her side of the story have been reworked to kind of make it really twisty and turny. Natalie was attached to the project. There was nobody else that we could have imagined would step into these shoes in the way she did. And, I think that beyond the fact that Natalie her family her grandmother was from Baltimore. She had an extremely strong connection to understanding it, but she was, she's just done a class of her own when it comes to, I think, playing that fine line between, one leg on a banana peel and the other one is in the grave. And I think that's where Maddie Schwartz shines.
It's a great question, and I think it's part of Maddie's many flaws, that she sees this woman's tragedy as her opportunity, and it's callous and self-serving, but also. Unfortunately, a very, very common kind of behavior where someone feels that they can use someone else's story to make their own name.
Yeah, I think when you're a kid, it's hard to imagine that there might come a day where you don't dream as much or as fervently as you used to, and life has a real way of sticking it to you. And I think Cleo many times has gotten the short end of the stick. And I think if it weren't for her children, she might have a reason not to hold on as tightly. That's actually really great. Shout out to our VFX team, because the way we shot that, actually, for me, Natalie was a tennis ball. And there was a lot of green screen effects happening with me and the glass and the camera. And it's nice to have this technology where you look back at the monitor and Natalie's there. It's amazing. What would you say?
I had the same experience where I filmed it with a green screen and unfortunately not Moses. It didn't work out with our dates, so they filmed us separately, but it's a very poignant moment. I think that it kind of tells the future of the series, because Maddie's like looking at a human and just seeing the dress.
Good. Yeah.
It's like not seeing the person.
His loyalty to her and his love for her will make him go through the thick and thin. So there's no way he would do it. And he cares about his children so much. And he know how important she is to the family dynamic. So it would be no way he would jeopardize that, aside from probably telling like a joke or two that, would make people mad at him.
Ah, man, I think what draws them to each other is the fact that one, they're both at a place in their life where they've been sort of traveling in the straight and narrow, but right now they're resisting authority. Like you said, Ferdy is a black cop. He's a good cop amongst a community of not so good cops, so he's also looking to be a detective, while Maddie at the same time is looking to ascend her professional ranks. So I think that the fact that they're pursuing their dreams is what brings them together. I think what Ferdy sees in Maddie is this relentlessness that he also has, and yeah, that's what draws them together.
I think a lot of the first of all the script and Laura Lippman's novel, which again Reggie is more of like a fictionalized, assembled type of character in the story. But I think the thing that I connected with, or how I connected with Reggie the most was, going against, I guess, the stereotype of what he is presented as in the beginning of the show when we see him. And as we see the different layers unfold of Reggie, you just said, he's sensitive. He's actually warm and kind, and kind of is grappling with these things that he's doing for his boss, Shell Gordon. And I think that tapestry and fabric of all the colors of him, is kind of what ultimately results in what we see towards the end of the show with him.
Well, it's a tricky one, isn't it? It's very very tumultuous. But I think that Seth is, he's at that stage in his life where he's sort of realizing that his parents are just human beings and that they're not perfect. And I think we all go through that stage. And I think in his case it's heightened though because I think that he's sort of realizing that his mother is very lost and she's sort of going through this incredibly tough time, and he very much needs her. He needs her to be strong, and he needs her to be part of the family and to help him. Her job is in Seth's mind, is to help him, and instead she's being pretty selfish and going and sort of going and doing what she in her mind never did. And I think he sees that as a sort of betrayal, and potentially quite childish. And so I think there's that judgment from him and disappointment in his mother for not sticking by the family. So yeah, it's a tough dynamic. I think the main thing is his mother's reaction to it. I think he's it's obviously tragic what had happened to this girl and that she's missing, but I think that he's shocked that his mother is really taking it to heart. Like she's acting like it's almost her own daughter that has gone missing, and I think that he's sensing something's wrong and that it's instigated something, and I think he's sort of taken a step back from her and not quite sure why she's acting this way. I think, yeah.